Hey Aries, welcome to your September 2021 message for the month. Before we dive in, I already pulled the cards for you guys. I want to let you know if you're looking to connect with your spirit guide or connect with your own soul so you hear your soul's guidance a lot stronger. I put together 2 free meditations to help you with just that. After this goes live as an upload, I'll come back and I'll put that link in the comment for those of you who want it. But Aries, without further ado, let's dive in. Because Aries, I was guided to pull from 2 decks from you. So we've got, if you're curious, we got Sacred Rebels by Alana Fairchild. We got Gilded, the Leonard Maid deck. Oh, Aries, this is a love read for you. Aries, it's what you want. You want love, and you've been denying it for a very long time. It's like, sometimes when you want something really, really bad, it doesn't come in. And so then you just kind of like, fuck it, I didn't really want it anyway. So you're like denying to yourself that you even want it, but like you can't deny it anymore. It's like you're longing for it now. And even if you don't have it, you're not willing to deny that you want it anymore, essentially. It is kind of admitting that like now what you want, you got the collaborative dreaming card. This is the card that definitely indicates that everything you want, all your manifestations, definitely involve another person, right? So it almost kind of also looks like y'all have been on this path of like independence, on this path of success that came from like just you. So it looks like you've definitely had some success that you're able to do like on your own. So it can kind of give you an attitude of like, well, I did this on my own. Why can't you do that on your own? And it's also giving you this like, if I was really good enough, I shouldn't need or want someone. There's something like that going on. But like now, so the reason why you're feeling a little off kilter is because your definition of success has changed. It's not whatever solo success you got anymore, probably your career, because that's what mostly happens, right? But it's like you've done that, you've conquered it, it's done, it's a done deal. You already know you can get success in the solo thing that you did. So human life is about yearning for more. That's how law of attraction works. It's when you have a focus, what you focus on, you get. So if you focus on something in life that you want to experience, life is going to call you towards it, forward to it. When you stop focusing, that's when you perish and return back to source. If you're a law of attraction follower. So that's why it's actually good that you want love, because it's something that's going to continue to pull you forward for you to get like zest out of life and move forward. And it's just about, it looks like one of the fears holding you back, and every manifestation comes down to 2 things. Do you feel safe in the having of it? Do you feel worthy of having it? If you don't have it in your life, it's one of those 2 things. Underneath each of those, there's like subcategories, but you either don't feel safe or you don't feel worthy of having it. And so for Pandora's gift to come right after collaborative dreaming, it indicates that you're opening Pandora's box. It's like, why would I open that can of worms? My life is good now. What if I can't control them? And not with a negative connotation, but like, what if I can't control what happens? What if I fall for them and they take advantage of me? Like, it's just, there's a little feeling of feeling out of control when you enter into relationships with people. That can heavily indicates you got a little trauma work to clean up. I've got a meditation on my website, on YouTube, actually, just in the YouTube search bar, do Inner Child Meditation, Kelly Lunt. It will come up. It's a pink background. It has 2 beautiful people in meditation poses on it. That will help with that. You also need to do a process of what's called age regression. It's very similar to inner child work. But those are 2 things you need to do, because what actually keeps you safe in a relationship is when you are authentic in the moment, being aware of what's going on and what's happening, so that you can be calm, cool, and collected, right? Because you don't need something from your past getting triggered and then you're yelling at the person for no reason. Or if the other person happens to like get triggered and explode, you'll at least be calm, cool, and collected. And it's really more about knowing that when you're younger, you don't have an equal footing in the relationship, because you are reliant on those adults to feed you, to clothe you, to take you to school, make sure you get a good education. You're reliant on them. So like the power dynamic is a little bit off. So when you were younger, you maybe had to shut down a little, or you had to say yes to things you wanted to say no to, or you said no to things you wanted to say yes to. But it's about kind of like awakening up, tap your body a lot, get a little somatic in this experience, tap your body and go, wake up, wake up, wake up. We're an adult now. This is where we live now. We don't live with that old person. We're an adult now. We can make our own rules. We can have a new experience in a relationship. We can experience a new type of relationship. I don't know what it's going to look like or feel like because it's going to be completely new, but I know it's going to feel good and better. So it's about waking yourself up to that. And Aries, it's also about waking up that like you're smarter and more empowered than you used to be, right? You're not the little 2-year-old who's literally dependent on an adult putting the fork in your mouth for you. And it's about being able to trust your eyes. There's a difference between a guy or a gal, whichever way this goes, of a person. When you ask them like, oh, so what are you looking for? Oh, I got to see how we vibe. I got to see this or that. And a person who's, oh, well, my main focus is I'd love to find my long-term partner. With the first person, are you willing to say, hey, look, I just really need to know where your mindset is. Are you willing to ask questions? Because asking questions and getting answers is what soothes a lot of mess in relationships. Hey, how'd you mean that? That hurt my feelings. Ow, that hurts. How did you mean that though? Oh, that's how you meant that? Oh, I took it this way. Oh, I'm glad I asked. Like, that's how easy conflicts can be solved if you're willing to ask the questions. How did you mean that? And have a sense of approach of curiosity. Oh, wow, that seems very like racist, but I know you, so how did you mean that? Right? So ask the questions. They'll answer. If the first person continues to give you a vague answer, then you have your answer. Quit wasting your time if what you want is long term. Go for the person. So this is really about you stepping up into clarity. Yeah, I want to find my forever partner. I'd love a life partner. I'm not looking for those chaotic love stories anymore. I'd like a life partner. No pressure though. I want to make sure it's like the right person, obviously, because it's a life partner. So you can express your intentions without putting pressure on a relationship. That's definitely what you're learning this month, because when you adapt in, you got be the hunter, not the hunted. That just for you guys, it means you kind of feel like relationships are like rolling the dice at a whim. But what's the luck of life going to give me? What's the chance of the dice going to give me? What kind of partner the next partner I'm going to get? It's really more about be the hunter, not the hunted. So it's not whatever the universe sends me. It's what do I get? Right? Because what you get is what you're a vibrational match for at this time. And then you just go through and evaluate. What do you like? What don't you like? And what don't you like? What clarity did you get out of it? Right? So there was one guy that I remember I manifested one time, and he was definitely a little aggressive, a little angry, and he would yell at me sometimes. And I went, whoa, I definitely know I don't want aggression in a relationship of mine, a close one. So in my mind, I visualized a knob and I turned down the volume to aggression. And I was, okay, if I don't want aggression, what do I want instead of that? I went, oh, I want tenderness. I want sweetness. I want care. I want concern. I want sweetness. So then you turn the volume up to universe. Thank you for this partner. I now want to feel sweetness, tenderness, softness, kindness with my next partner. When you guys do that process, that's when you can like rapidly manifest. And overnight, I got a guy who was so sweet. He was a cuddler. He would bring me like little gifts when he'd come over, just like, I picked up a little chocolate bar. Or like, I brought us some wine. If we don't drink it, it's just a gift for you. Right? That's how you're empowered in relationships. It's not the universe didn't give me this person. This is what I'm a vibrational match for right now. Universe, I now know I want to experience this. And then you go on the journey to either let that person in right away, or sometimes you'll have to go through some internal shifts, right? Like it sounds like for you guys this month, you have to practice being willing to ask clarifying questions, being clear about what you want, as well as approach relationships with the vibration of curiosity. That's a little bit, you're going to have to practice that, right? Because if you catch yourself like, hey, right, you got to catch yourself if you're about to yell at someone and go, wait, whoa, that hurt my feelings. Can you tell me how you meant that? And if they're an actual a-hole, do whatever you want to do. If they're not, good thing for you if you're learning this new skill. Because now we're on to the Lenormand deck spread. You're tired of love feeling like a treacherous journey. You're tired of love feeling like a treacherous journey. And you shut it down for a while. And it looks like it's because of that old saying where it's once you stop looking for love, it will find you. But in reality, you didn't stop looking, because when you stop looking, that's more of when you're in the moment of like going over to your friend's house and you're milking all the pleasure out of those relationships. You're like, oh, thank you for this meal. I appreciate it. Hey, let me help with the dishes. You're like so in the moment in all your other relationships that your vibes can't help but be one of, I love being in a relationship. The next obvious thing is a close personal relationship. That's what it's supposed to look like. Many people take it as I'm not focused on love. When someone approaches you, like, I'm not looking for love right now. You literally just told the person you're not looking for love right now. So a lot of people put it like a defensive barrier. I'm focused on work right now. Instead of like, I'm focused on work right now. So I'm curious how I can be. I just learned the saying from Glennon Doyle. How can you be free and held? Yeah, I'm like running a business. I love running my business. It takes up a decent amount of my time and my focus. So I really want to make sure friendships and romantic people I allow into my life are like really worth that time and that focus. Because you can be free and held. You can find that person who like, I know for me, I love a certain amount of just free time, especially since I don't have children yet. I love being able to take off, go do whatever I want, go to a river, right? So if I have a husband who's like, oh, I've got to work, and he's goes and, I don't know, works at like a hospital and does that, like, great, I still get to go have my free time at the river. He gets someone who's not hounding him for, hey, give me attention, hey, give me attention, hey, give me attention, right? I come back home and I'm like, I got my freedom and I get to be held. And he's like, wow, I got to go do my career thing and not be berated for like leaving you alone. And then he gets to be held. So it's really about, can you get clear on what your needs are? Can you get clear on what you can and can't give out of a relationship? To express that and be willing to find someone where that's a good match for them too. Because it looks like relationships, even ones that you've been able to like come together with, like you've been able, person one, person two, you've been able to come together. There's always been a little bit of this. I have fun doing these things. I have fun doing these things. Well, now it's my turn for you to do this. Now it's my turn for you to do this. There's just been a little bit of tension in them, even in your good relationships. And what that comes from is when you don't have a self-concept of me fully developed and formed, you don't know who you are. You don't know your boundaries. You don't know what you like and don't like. So you're getting your self-sense of me, of you, right? You're getting your sense of yourself from that conflict. No, I don't want to go to a garden all day. Okay, I'll do that because you like that. And then this person's like dragging you along. And then you're like, well, I like roller coasters, so come this way. Well, I don't like roller coasters. You're getting your sense of self from that conflict, from that no. And fine, if you're watching this video, though, you probably want to evolve and grow and change. So what's good about that is that you've learned how to come into a somewhat of a harmonious relationship. What's bad about that is that there's still conflict in that, and that it has the word compromise. Compromise is when you're, okay, I'll sacrifice right now for you instead of finding win-win. When you do that, that's when relationships feel like this. You have the sense of we, the relationship, but you guys also have a sense of your individual self. So you can be free and held. That one looks like, oh, you like gardening too? Oh, me too. Hey, do you like roller coasters? Oh, you don't like roller coasters? Okay. No, I don't really like tennis. Oh, but you like bowling? Okay, we'll do bowling. So that's when you come together in all the ways that you want the we to be together, but you can still have your own senses of identity. And this is where it's pretty much okay that if someone likes the same thing as you, you don't need to get your sense of identity from conflict or saying no. Because quite frankly, it looks like you're tired of accepting crumbs in the love department. It looks like you're tired of accepting people who ultra need you. So one good example of that, hey, Violet Tarot, one good example of that is like someone who's financially well off. They can feel a sense of empowerment, or if they date someone who's like financially dependent on them. You're getting your sense of power from that person's livelihood and ability to eat, literally because you have all the power over that. But that is it. I'm not saying don't date someone in a different economic status at all, but it's about becoming aware. Do you truly genuinely like that person? Do you truly genuinely relax all the muscles in your body and feel comfortable and feel safe when you're around them? Do you truly feel delighted just by their personality and the energy they bring and the stories they share? Oh, I just read this book and this is what I found out. Oh, I just went and saw this at the park. Like, right? Versus oh, I know they need me, so I know they'll be trying to make this relationship work. If you're coming from that attitude, you're pretty much accepting breadcrumbs. You're accepting anyone who needs what you can provide. And you're like, done. Well, you're not fully done with that. You're not going to be done with that until you admit that you need people. And guys, it's not that you need people for your success, right? Because we've already said earlier in this read that you got success on your own. It's more about, right? There's masculine energy, feminine energy. There's quantitative energy. There's qualitative energy, right? There's going to a park to enjoy. And then there's going to a park and you bring the tablecloth for the picnic table and you bring a snack and you bring like a soccer ball to kick around. That's qualitative. So it's really about allowing in the qualitative side, and that involves other people, right? Like there is no such thing as I'm independent, I don't need anyone. If you want to have sex, you need someone else. You can't have sex without someone else. If you want to have a conversation, you can't do that by yourself. You need someone else. If you want to hug, right? So this is where it's like, I do need people. Even though I can do all the masculine, the quantitative things on my own, I could take myself on trips. I could buy myself things. I could buy my own house. Who are you going to cuddle in that house? The qualitative. Who are you going to enjoy bubble baths with? Who are you going to enjoy a meal with? Who are you going to enjoy conversation with? Who are you going to have fun picking out the flowers to go to the front of the house? So it's really about you awakening up to wanting to enjoy life more, the softer, feminine, the emotional side, the enjoyment of life. So that's what it's really about. Man, I hate to just be a bearer of bad news though, Aries. It's not really bad news. It just looks like this is more a month of you developing those skills I mentioned earlier in the video. You're going to want to practice them, right? Because it definitely looks like by the end of the month, you're going to be able to admit like, okay, my life is better with people in it. I do like saying hi as I walk people down. I do like when someone asks, hey, how did it go making your zodiac videos? Hey, how'd the interview go? Hey, you said you were sick last week. Are you recouped? Or hey, you're sick. Can I run to the grocery store for you? Or hey, you're sick. I just made some chicken noodle soup. Can I drop some off for you? It's like that heartwarming, right? Let me give you a cute little example. So one of my clients is graduating. And so my friends who don't do business, they're in the corporate world, they don't understand that that's a normal cycle of what I do. I'm a coach, right? So people sign up for a while, then they leave. New ones come and sign up. I told them, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna miss this one. We've been working together a long time and I'm just gonna miss her. And so they were like so afraid that I was like, oh my God, how's she gonna pay for her bills anymore? She's losing her job because she's there in the corporate world. She's losing her job. I'm like, no, I'm losing one of my many clients. They didn't know that though, but they came over and they brought me a basket. They're like, look, we got you some fancy beans. We got you some rice. We got you some herbs. They were so fucking sweet. Look, we bought you 2 stalks of corn. We brought you bell peppers. We know you like bell peppers. And they put like chocolate in there too. So they put like hearty food. It was so sweet, right, guys? Like when I saw that, my heart just melted. And in that moment, I did not have the courage to tell them, no, one client's graduating. That's normal. I have other clients. New ones will come in. I was just like, you guys, and I enjoyed the love. And then, the next day when I saw them, I told them, hey guys, don't worry, I'm okay. Right? But like that good feeling I got only came because someone else was like, oh my God, we care about you. So it's this month is about you waking up. I do need people. It does feel good when people think about me. It does feel good when people like hear something on the radio and then go, oh, you were just asking this. I think I just heard your answer. It's like that type of love that you're opening up to. So I don't see you necessarily open it up fully to allow the one in. But I see you beginning to open up your here and here, happy relationship. I see you being open to going on the journey to develop a couple of the life skills you got to develop to be in a healthy relationship, and actually finally admitting my life is better when I have playmates, friends in them, right? You can go to Disneyland by yourself, and that's fun. I have gone to theme parks by myself. It is fun. I love going to the movie theater by myself. Oh, that is just one of the most grand experiences ever. But sometimes it's also fun when you go with someone and you get to talk about it afterwards. So you're just opening up to that this month, Aries. I really hope this video helped you. Write me some comments below. It's always way more fun when you guys interact for me. I love making these. And maybe you have some questions. Maybe I'll respond and help you out in the comments, or maybe I'll make you another YouTube video to help you with your specific question, because that's my goal. I want people to have the love life they want, the sex they want, and make the money they want. So hit those questions in the comments. Love you guys. Bye.